Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on the video. I hope you enjoy the content. I'm going to help you learn how to hang a picture centered in between two windows with a handful of tools, and I will show you the quickest and easiest way to do it. Enjoy. This is the picture we're going to be hanging. I'm going to center it in between these two windows. I'm going to take you step by step on how to do this and show you three different ways to hang this with three different anchor types. So the first anchor type we're going to be using is called the claw, and this comes in the 15-pound, 25-pound, and 45-pound weight limit. We're going to use a 15-pound weight limit on the left. The picture frame maybe weighs a couple of pounds, so that's way overkill, but we're going to use it anyways. These also have a 50-pound weight limit. These are called easy anchors, and these are really easy to use. And then we have nails, which can hold up, I would say, about 5 pounds each if you just go into drywall without hitting a stud. We're going to be using a 24-inch level, a measuring tape, a pencil, a black pen, and a red pen, and a hammer. I forgot to include that, so I put that in the end. Here's the picture again in the horizontal position. This picture you can hang horizontally or vertically. As you can see, there are two hangers on the horizontal side and one anchor on the vertical side. We are going to hang it horizontally because this is the more complicated way to hang it. And I want to show you how to do this. We're going to measure to the center point of the picture by measuring the overall width, which is 21 and an eighth. So the center point of 21 and an eighth is 10 and 9/16, which is just a 16th over 10 and a half. So what I did is I put a line at 10 and 9/16, and I measured from right to left. I measured from left to right, and I got the same dimension. That's how you know you got the center point. And I'm going to measure from center of picture frame to center of hanger. And in this case, the center point is 5 7/8, and it is identical on both of them. I'm going to measure from the top of the frame down to the bottom of the hanger. And as you can see, that is 1 7/8. And it's helpful to draw out the elevation of where you're going to hang it in the picture. Doesn't necessarily need to be to scale. You just need to make sure that your dimensions are right when you write them down. So in this case, I measured the overall width in between the windows is 90 and a half, and the distance between the center point to the center of the hangers is 5 7/8. So I'm writing that in there. And the distance between the top of the picture frame to the bottom of each hanger is 1 7/8. And since the overall width is 90 and a half, the center point of that is 45 and a quarter. And I actually put 45 and an eighth on the drawing. And I'm also measuring to 45 and an eighth here. And this is an example of how measuring left to right and right to left to see if your center point's correct actually works. Because as you can see, I measured 45 and an eighth both directions. I'm short a quarter of an inch overall. That's how wide those lines are apart. So I found the center point of those. That was the actual center point of the picture. Now I'm measuring 73 inches high because that's how high I want the picture. And I measured down 1 7/8 because that's how low the anchor points are. Now I'm measuring over 5 7/8 from left to right and right to left because that's where the hangers need to be. And I need to make sure the anchor points are level. So I'm using the level, lining this up with one of the points and marking where they need to go with the horizontal line. Now I'm remeasuring center over to make sure that I got the horizontal distances correct. And they are. So now I'm going to start off with using the claws. Now, these have two little claws on the right and left side of the anchor. The best way to do this is to line up the center with your vertical line and then line up the claws with the horizontal line and push in. Some of them, the left one was easier to get in than the right one. For some reason, the drywall was more dense on the right hanger. You just put it in, push the frame down into the anchors, and measure out from left to right to see if you got the center point right, and it was. And the 73 inches high, I just wanted to double check the height, and that was accurate as well. I'm taking these out just to show you how to use the nail method. So this way you just pretty much just line up the nail with the vertical line and line up the top of the nail with the horizontal line because that's where your frame is going to hang. It's going to rest on the top of the nail. So that's why you have the top of the nail lining up with the horizontal line. Now the easy anchors are pretty simple. You just line it up with the hole, push and drill in with a impact or regular drill. And you want to go slow because you can strip these out fairly easy. They're just made of lead. And you screw in a screw and leave it out just far enough to where the hanger can rest on. And you just do it to both sides. Grab your picture, you hang it just like the other two methods. And it's that simple. So I hope this helped you. And I will show you what we're going to do on the next video. See you soon.